What are your thoughts on Dutch recently getting about $107,000 on GoFundMe? I'm not sure what it was for, but...
Fuck him. That dude, I hate... You know, the thing is, I don't hate nobody, but that dude, I will pay for his GoFundMe if he passes away. I will celebrate.